Welcome everybody. Welcome back to my purple kitchen. Today I'm going to do a recipe that's going to be a short series on harvest cooking or some cooking ideas for Thanksgiving to kind of change it up a little bit. I have my little recipe book. This is just my handwritten recipe book. Things that I have worked on through the years, changed up to suit my family and myself. Today we're going to make cranberry apple compote. I've already discussed this before in other videos, so stick around. Let's get busy on this and figure this out. See you in a minute. Okay, so here we go. On the back burner here, I already have my water getting ready to boil. I'm taking 1 cup of sugar. That will be added to the water. And then I'm also going to add my spice mix, which is going to be 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to work on this apple here in a minute, and then we're going to add the cranberries. So stick around and we'll get this all taken care of. While the water's getting ready to simmer, it takes about 1 cup of apples and about 12 ounces of cranberries. You'll see coming up in a few videos what's going to be going on and what I'm going to be adding this to. Everybody I know cores their apples differently. I just kind of bounce around the core. And I'm going to keep the seeds because I'm going to try to grow an apple tree from seeds. So this is a compote, so you don't want it like an apple pie. So you don't want big slices. So what I'm doing is I'm taking I have a little fillet knife that works great for this. And I'm cutting it in kind of small sections. My water behind me is coming up to a boil. So with that said, let me toss this stuff in. I will get the cranberries going. I'll start to throw the apples in. Let that simmer. If you're not a fan of cranberries because they're too tart, just know that you're adding a lot of cinnamon sugar to this. I mean, it's 3/4 cups, I think it was. Yeah, it's 1 cup of sugar to 3/4 cup of water. So you're putting in more sugar than water. So it's really kind of a simple syrup. And then you're adding your cinnamon, your salt, your cranberries, and your diced apples. So it takes away a lot of the tartness. I've made this for quite some time now, and I love it around the holidays because it's got all, the warming holiday type spices. Spice it however you want. This is just how me and my family like it as far as spicing goes. This freezes very well. So after Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, New Year's, whenever you have it, just pop it in a freezer bag. I'm going to be making more of this. I'm going to try to get some cranberries on sale here soon. Okay, last piece of apple, and then we'll bring you over to the stove and we'll get this going. Okay. Okay, we'll bring you right back. Okay, so here we go. Crank the heat up a little bit, get this boiling. Let me get my rest of my apple in here. The apple also helps sweeten it. So like I said, if you're worried it's a tart dish, don't worry about that. It will sweeten. And again, adding my salt, allspice, my cinnamon. We'll stir that in. Going to get this up to a boil. So what's important here is you're going to let this go to a boil. Then we're going to turn it down and we'll let it simmer. You're going to let it simmer for about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. I usually go on the low end of time because I like the apples to have still a little chew, a little crispness to them. I don't want a mushy apple. You know you're going to get close because as this cooks, and it's already coming up to a boil now, you're going to see the little cranberries are going to burst. And they're going to release the juice. So now we're boiling. And now we're basically doing a reduction. You can already hear them popping. I don't know if that camera's picking it up, but the cranberries are popping. I'm just going to turn this down to a simmer. Hopefully that's coming through. You can see that through the steam. It smells like Christmas morning in here. It's really that simple. It's a couple of spices, a little sugar, a little water. Bring that to a boil. Throw in your apples and your cranberries. Just let it simmer. All totaled, even with cutting up an apple, it's a 20-minute side dish. And you just let it continue to simmer. And like I said, this is going to go on another video series, a playlist series for this specific dish I'm talking about as a harvest dish. So I'm going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes. And then I'll come back and we'll finish this up and do a taste test. We'll see you then. Okay, everybody, we are back for the big reveal taste test. It is off the stove. It is still steaming, but you can see how it looks. It is thickening as it cools. You have all that sugar, all of the sugar from the apples, the actual 3/4 of a cup of sugar or a cup of sugar we put in the water. As this cools, it will set up and become jelly-like. And it's called compote. Like I said, this is going to be a side dish for an upcoming video. I'm doing a 2 or 3 video part series on Thanksgiving morning, the day after, on what you can do with turkey. Because everybody always makes turkey soup, turkey sandwiches, whatever, after Thanksgiving. And people get, while it's still good, they get turkeyed out. So I'm coming up with a little twist that hopefully will make your harvest, your holiday meal, your Thanksgiving meal, depending on where you live, try to make it a little more enjoyable and just give you another idea or something you can segue into something. So please, give that a watch when they come out. I'm going to create its own playlist. It's going to be called something like Harvest Meals or something like that. It'll be 2 or 3 videos. That way you can find them rather easily. So here we go. Talking about segueing, I just thought a great addition to this at the end would be raisins. Or if you like nut meats, like a pecan or a walnut, you could put that in here. It would be really, really good. So I'm getting a little bit of everything. So I got the cranberry, I got the apple, it's the cinnamon, allspice, salt. This is so, if you like cranberries, you got to try this because it's sweet, it's tart, it is absolutely delicious. Mm. When I make this every year, I make extra, freezes well. This thickens. It goes great on toast, on a biscuit, on a scone. This would go well on pancakes, cornbread, anything you like. Honestly, that is just out of this world. That just hit that ball out of the park. It's a home run. Love it. Give it a try. If you give it a try, comment below. If you changed it up, let me know. I may try it. I may try what you tried. With that said, you guys all have a great weekend. See you in the next one.